Have you ever wondered why your journey has been so turbulent, why the winds seem to blow against you, and why the storms never seem to cease? You have prayed, you have cried out, and at times you have even questioned your path. Yet in the silence of those moments, there has always been a whisper of divine assurance, reminding you that these trials were not sent to destroy you, but to elevate you. I'm here to tell you something extraordinary. What you've endured has not been wasted. Those sleepless nights, those unseen battles, the pressure you carried when no one else knew what you were facing, every bit of it has been shaping you, molding you, and preparing you for something beyond what eyes have seen and ears have heard. Stay with me, because what is about to unfold in your life will be nothing short of divine revelation and supernatural provision. When God sets his eyes on someone for greatness, the process is not always easy to understand. There is a law in the kingdom. Preparation must precede promotion. God does not release his treasures into unprepared hands because he values his gifts too much to entrust them to those who will not steward them well. What you thought were setbacks were actually setups for what is coming next. The fiery trials, the disappointments, the long seasons of lack, those were tools in the hands of the master potter, shaping you for the glory that is about to be revealed. Think of Joseph. He received a dream of greatness, a vision that seemed impossible. Yet, before the palace there was the pit, and before the position there was the prison. It wasn't because God forgot him. It was because God was preparing him. In the same way, you have walked through seasons that felt unbearable. You may have questioned your worth. You may have wondered whether God still had a plan for you. But I assure you, every tear you cried was counted, and every pain you endured carried purpose. Your trials were never meant to destroy you. They were designed to build resilience, faith, and character. In the kingdom of God, wealth is not only about money. Wealth is influence. Wealth is purpose. Wealth is responsibility. What God is about to release in your life is not merely for your comfort. It is for his glory and for the advancement of his kingdom. The blessings he is preparing to pour out are connected to your willingness to walk in alignment with his will. God does not bless randomly. He blesses strategically. He has chosen you because he sees in you the heart of a steward, someone who will not hoard what is given, but will honor him with what is received. And never forget this truth: the wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteous. This is not just a promise, it is a principle. God has been orchestrating a divine transfer. What once felt unreachable, what seemed withheld, what looked like it would never be placed within your grasp is being positioned for your hands. But this is not the time to relax. It is the time to remain vigilant. The enemy knows what is coming toward you, and he will do everything he can to distract you from the path of obedience. Yet if you stay rooted in the word, if you refuse to waver, nothing can stop what God has already ordained. You have survived the pruning season, and now the harvest is here. But remember, harvest requires work. The blessings of God are not passive. They call for action, discipline, and alignment. God is not only looking to give you wealth, he is looking to trust you with it. Your trials were the training ground for this moment. The seasons of lack taught you gratitude. The nights of prayer strengthened your spiritual muscles. Now, as you step into a season of abundance, keep this sacred order intact. The same God who brought you here must remain at the center of it all. Even now, I sense a shift in the spirit. The heavens are opening, and God is releasing what was once withheld. The seeds you sowed in tears will bring forth a harvest of joy. The prayers you prayed in private will manifest publicly. And this is not the end, it is the beginning of a new chapter. A chapter in which your testimony becomes evidence of God's faithfulness to others. You are about to walk in overflow, not because of your merit, but because of his mercy. When God blesses, he does so in a way that leaves no room for doubt. He makes it unmistakable so that no one can take credit for what he has done. Your story will be one of those undeniable miracles. People will look at you and see the fingerprints of God all over your life. They will ask how it happened. And the only honest explanation will be the favor of the Almighty. But remember, favor is not fair. It is not about what you deserve. It is about what God has chosen to bestow. As you step into abundance, keep your eyes fixed on the giver, not merely on the gift. Wealth without purpose is empty. Success without significance is fleeting. God's intention is not simply to make you wealthy, it is to make you impactful. He wants you to be a beacon of His glory and a testament to His goodness. This is why the trials were necessary. They refined you, humbled you, and prepared you to handle what is coming next. God's timing is impeccable. He does not operate by your schedule, but when His moment arrives, it is perfect. Every delay you experience was not a denial. It was a detour designed to strengthen you for the destination. Now that the season has shifted, walk boldly with the confidence that He who began a good work in you will bring it to completion. Do not let fear hold you back. Do not let the opinions of others cause you to doubt. If God has spoken it, it will come to pass. All He requires is your faith and your obedience. As you step forward, take a moment to reflect on the journey, remember the lessons, cherish the growth, and honor the process. What God is doing in your life is not only about you, it is about His kingdom. This is your moment to shine, not for your glory, but for His. The trials are over, the time is now, and the blessings are here. Stay faithful, stay grounded, and watch as God does exceedingly and abundantly above all you could ask or imagine. You are entering a season where every closed door will be opened, not by your strength, but by divine authority by the one who goes before you. The trials you endured were not random. They were orchestrated with purpose. God allowed certain things to break in your life so He could rebuild you stronger. He permitted people to walk away because they could not carry the weight of where He was taking you. What looked like loss was often pruning. And pruning is never punishment, it is preparation. Still, do not forget that this is a covenant moment. God's promises are always connected to His principles. The wealth, the influence, and the blessings He is about to release are not for personal indulgence. They are tools for kingdom work. God blesses you so you can become a blessing. He provides so you can provide. He pours into your life so you can pour into others. This is why the trials were so intense, because the magnitude of the calling required a deeper level of refinement. Think of David. He was anointed king long before he ever wore the crown. In the space between anointing and appointment, he faced rejection, betrayal, and relentless battles. Yet every challenge became a stepping stone to destiny. In the same way, your trials have been training you for this moment. God has been building in you the heart of a warrior, the mind of a steward, and the faith of a conqueror. What you thought was breaking you was, in truth, making you. The trials tested your heart. God watched how you handled the little before entrusting you with the much. When you had only enough to get by, did you still give? When the door looked locked, did you still knock? When prayers felt unanswered, did you still believe those moments were not just about what you had? They were about who you were becoming. And now that you have passed the test, heaven is opening over your life. This is the moment when faith meets fulfillment. The years of sowing, the seasons of tears, the quiet endurance now, they will yield a harvest of joy. Yet, remember, the harvest comes with responsibility. God is not only giving you resources, He is entrusting you with influence. He is positioning you as a light in a world filled with darkness. Your wealth will not be measured merely in numbers, but in the life you impact, the souls you reach, and the legacy you leave behind. The enemy will try to convince you that you are not ready, that you are not worthy, that you do not deserve what God is releasing. But the truth is this: it is not about your worthiness, it is about God's faithfulness. He chose you not because of what you could do, but because of what He can do through you. Do not allow fear or doubt to rob you of what is already yours. Step boldly into this season knowing that the one who called you is faithful to equip you. As you prepare to walk into what God has prepared, guard your heart and your mind. Distractions will come. Temptations will rise. Voices of doubt will whisper. But keep your focus on Him. Seek His wisdom in every decision. Trust His guidance in every step. The same God who carried you through the trials will sustain you in the triumph. You are about to witness the manifestation of promises you have carried in your spirit for years, the prayers you whispered in the midnight hour, the dreams you dared to dream, The visions you held on to, despite the odds, they are coming to pass. And still, this is not the end. It is the beginning of a new chapter, one marked by purpose, power, and divine provision. God's plans are layered, intricate, and intentional. Every delay, every closed door, every setback was part of a divine strategy, not only to bring you into blessings, but to form you into the person who could carry them. You are not the same as you were when the trials began. God has been shaping your character, refining your heart, and aligning your perspective with kingdom principles. He allowed you to face impossibilities so you would learn to rely on Him entirely, not on your own strength or understanding. The world measures success by achievement and possessions, but God's kingdom operates by a different system. In the kingdom, wealth is not merely about accumulation, it is about purpose. Your trials gave you compassion, deepened your faith, and expanded your vision for the greater good. Now you understand that what you receive is not meant to stop with you. It is meant to flow through you as a channel through which God touches others. That is why the pressure was so heavy, because the calling on your life is extraordinary. As you step into this season, stay anchored in the truth that it is God who gives you the power to produce wealth. The blessings unfolding in your life are a testament to His promises, not merely the result of your effort. He is the author of your story, and He has orchestrated every detail to align with His perfect will. You will see doors open that no one can shut, and you will walk into opportunities that once felt beyond your reach. This is not coincidence. It is divine design. You were chosen for this. And with being chosen comes a sober reality. The responsibility attached to your calling is immense. The trials you endured were not only about preparing you for blessings, they were about teaching you stewardship. God let you experience lack so you would learn how to handle abundance. He allowed rejection to strengthen resilience. He permitted delay to build patience. Every experience carried a lesson meant to prepare you for this moment. The enemy sees what is coming, and he will try to attack your mind and spirit. He will rehearse your failures, highlight your shortcomings, and pull up your past. But your identity is not rooted in your mistakes, it is rooted in God's grace. The trials were never about proving your worth to God. They were about revealing His power in your life. Your testimony is not a story of self-achievement, but of divine intervention. The moments you thought you wouldn't survive were the very moments God was carrying you. This is a season of manifestation. The seeds you planted in faith are breaking through the soil, and the harvest is abundant. But do not forget, with harvest comes the responsibility to sow again. God's blessings are designed to flow through you into the lives of others, multiplying beyond you. You were chosen not only to receive, but to multiply, to steward what He entrusts to your hands. And the wealth you are about to experience is not only material, it is spiritual, emotional, and relational. God's abundance touches every area of your life. As you walk into this season, humility will be your strength. The same God who lifted you can sustain you, but He calls for obedience. Stay rooted in His word. Seek His presence daily. Let His Spirit guide your steps. These blessings are not the finish line. They are the beginning, the resources you will need to fulfill the purpose God placed within you. Your life is becoming a beacon of hope for those around you, a living witness of what happens when a person trusts God through the trials. People will see the results, but they will not see the nights you spent on your knees, the tears you cried, or the battles you fought in silence. What they will see is evidence God's hand on your life. And you must remember, this is not about impressing anyone. It is about glorifying Him. Let your story reflect His goodness, not your greatness. The wealth you are stepping into is a tool for kingdom work, a means to expand His influence in the earth. The trials you endured gave you a perspective many never gain. You know what it means to have nothing and rely on God for everything. That perspective is a gift, and it will keep you grounded as the blessings flow. You learn to value the small things, to stay grateful in every circumstance, and to trust God in the waiting. Those lessons will serve you well now, because they keep you connected to the source of every blessing. God's timing is flawless. He knew exactly when to open the floodgates of heaven over your life. If it had happened earlier, you may not have been ready. If it had happened later, You might have grown weary. But now, in this moment, you are prepared. Your faith has been tested, your heart refined, your vision clarified. You understand now that blessings are not primarily about comfort. They are about calling. They are not about status. They are about service. So keep your eyes on him as you step forward. Abundance will bring challenges, but it will also bring grace. The same God who brought you through the trials will sustain you in the triumph. And he will guide you with wisdom in every decision as you walk into what he has prepared, because his faithfulness knows no limits. And as you step in to this season, it is crucial to remember that your story is far from ordinary. Every victory, every breakthrough, and every blessing that is about to come your way has been meticulously prepared by his divine hand. You may not understand why certain doors were closed or why some seasons felt unbearably long, but now you can see how every moment was necessary for where you beheading the trials you thought would break you have instead refined you, shaping you into a vessel that God can trust with greater things. The wealth, influence, and abundance coming into your life are not random. They are the result of a divine covenant, a promise made by a God who cannot lie. But these blessings are not meant to elevate you above others. They are designed to position you as a servant, a steward, and a light in a world that desperately needs hope. God has entrusted you with a unique role, and the resources he is releasing into your life are tools to accomplish it. He is not only blessing you, but is also making you a blessing to nations in the same way that Joseph went from the prison to the palace. You are about to see a shift in your circumstance. But remember, even when Joseph reached the height of his success, his heart remained aligned with God's purpose. He understood that his position of influence was not for self-glorification, but for the saving of many lives. You too are being placed in a position where your decisions, actions, and generosity will ripple into eternity. God is using you as a conduit of his grace, and with that comes great responsibility. You've learned to rely on God when you had little, and now he is teaching you to rely on him when you have much. This is a lesson many overlook, but it is just as important. Wealth and abundance can be distractions if they are not grounded in a heart of worship. The enemy will try to use these blessings to draw you away from your Creator, to convince you that you no longer need him. But you must remember that everything you have, everything you are, comes from him. He is the source. And without him, the blessings lose their meaning. The process you've endured has not only built your character, but has also positioned you to handle what is coming. God never gives us more than we can bear, and that includes blessings. He knows the weight of influence and resources, and he has spent this time preparing you to carry it with grace. You are stepping into a season where favor will surround you, where opportunity will come effortlessly, and where doors will open without you even knocking. But as these blessings pour in, your focus must remain on the one who made it all possible. The world will take notice of what God is doing in your life, and some will question how it happened. They want to understand the hours you spent in prayer, the moments of doubt you overcame, or the faith it took to keep going. They will see the glory, but not the story. Yet this is your opportunity to point them to the author of it all. Let your testimony be a reminder that God is still in the business of miracles, that he is still faithful to those who trust him, and that he is still the God who turns trials into triumphs. This is not just about financial wealth. It's about the fullness of life that God promises. You will see restoration in relationships, healing in your body, and peace in your mind. The blessings coming your way will touch every area of your life, leaving no stone unturned. But as you experience this overflow, remember that it is not yours to hoard. God is calling you to be a distributor of his blessings, to pour out what he has poured into you, and to be a reflection of his love in a world that is hungry for hope. Your journey is a testament to the power of perseverance and faith. When others gave up, you held on. When circumstances seemed impossible, you believed in the God of possibilities, and now that faith is being rewarded. But this is just a beginning. God's plans for you are far greater than what you can see right now. He is setting you up for generational impact, for a legacy that will outlive you. The wealth and influence coming your way are not just for today, they are seeds for tomorrow, designed to impact lives long after you are gone. As you navigate this new season, remain vigilant. The enemy will try to distract you, to sow seeds of doubt, and to pull you away from your purpose. But you have been equipped with everything you need to stand firm. The same God who brought you through the wilderness will sustain you in the promised land. He will provide. Why? Wisdom for every decision, peace for every storm, and strength for every challenge. Trust Him, lean on Him, and let Him guide your steps. Your trials were not in vain, they were the groundwork. For the testimony you now carry, they were the preparation for the platform God is giving you. Every tear you cried, every prayer you whispered, and every step you took in faith has led you to this moment. And now, as you stand on the brink of this new season, remember that it is all for His glory. Your life is a canvas, and He is the master artist painting a picture of grace, redemption, and victory. God's plans are never accidental, and His timing is never off. You've been prepared for this moment in ways you cannot fully comprehend. Every obstacle, every season of waiting, and every unexpected detour was shaping you for the greatness you are about to step into. The trial you endured were necessary, not to punish you, but to refine you. They purified your motives, deepened your faith, and solidified your reliance on God. What seemed like delay was divine alignment, ensuring that you would be ready for the weight of the blessings that are now coming your way. The kingdom operates differently from the world. While the world focuses on self-promotion and striving, God's kingdom emphasizes surrender and trust. The trials you faced taught you to surrender your plans, your timeline, and even your understanding. You learned to trust God not just when things were clear, but when the path was dark and the future seemed uncertain. That trust has now become your greatest asset. It is what will sustain you as you step into this new chapter. You no longer operate from fear or anxiety, because you have watched God move in the middle of impossible circumstances. The blessings that are about to flow into your life are not random or accidental. They are intentional, appointed, and designed to fulfill the purpose God placed within you. Every gift, every opportunity, and every resource carries assignment and meaning. God is deliberate in how He blesses. He does not give merely to give. He gives so His children can walk in their calling, influence others for His glory, and expand His reach in the earth. This is not only about physical wealth, it is also about spiritual richness that transforms lives. And as you step into this abundance, you must remember what the wilderness taught you. It was there that you learned to depend on God for daily bread. It was there that you learned that faith is greater than fear, that obedience matters more than convenience, and that worship is stronger than worry. Those lessons are not behind you, they are your anchor now. The wilderness was not just a season of struggle, it was a season of preparation, training you for influence, teaching you leadership, and building the discipline required to carry abundance with humility. You may feel overwhelmed by what lies ahead, but God has already equipped you for this journey. The trials you endured gave you resilience, clarity, and perspective. You now understand that success is not only about what you can obtain, but about what you can steward. God is not searching for people who will hoard what He gives. He is looking for people who will distribute it with wisdom and integrity. You were chosen because you proved faithful in the small things. And the principle remains true. Those who are faithful with little can be trusted with much. This is not the time to shrink back or second guess what God is doing. This is the time to step forward with courage, because God has already gone ahead of you. The opportunities coming your way will require discernment, wisdom, and bold obedience. They will stretch you beyond what you have known, but they will also bring fulfillment and purpose in ways you have longed for. God's plans for you are bigger than what you can see right now. He is not only blessing you, He is positioning you to become a blessing. There will be moments when you feel the temptation to take credit, especially when people applaud what they can see. The world may admire your results, celebrate your achievements, and attempt to elevate you, but you must remain grounded. The blessings are not meant to magnify you. They are meant to magnify God through you. Let every open door become an invitation to give Him glory. Let every breakthrough become proof of His faithfulness. Let your life speak loudly of His grace. The trials taught you patience and perseverance, and they also taught you something many people never learn. God's timing is perfect even when it feels slow. You have seen Him working behind the scenes, arranging details you could not have orchestrated, aligning people and opportunities you could not have forced. That understanding will keep you steady in this new chapter, especially when new challenges arise, because they will. Abundance does not eliminate testing. It simply changes the nature of it. The question will no longer be whether you can trust God when you have little, but whether you can trust Him when you have much. This is why guarding your heart matters now more than ever. Success and overflow come with their own pressures. They test your humility, your priorities, and your allegiance. The blessings may elevate your platform, but they must never replace your dependence on God. Never allow what God gives to become louder than the voice of the one who gave it. Keep your eyes on Him, because He is not only the giver, He is the sustainer. Without Him, even the greatest gifts lose their meaning. With Him, even the smallest seed becomes a harvest. God has chosen you not just to prosper, but to represent Him in a world that needs hope. Your life is becoming a beacon, and the light is not for performance, it is for purpose. People will look at you and wonder how you endured, how you overcame, how you stayed standing when the pressure should have crushed you. They will see the outcome, but they won't see the nights you fought through doubt, the tears you wiped away in PR, I've ate, or the prayers you whispered when words were hard to find. Yet, that is exactly why your testimony carries weight. Your story will preach when your mouth is closed, because the evidence will be undeniable. And as you share what God has done, you will draw others toward Him, not through exaggeration, but through truth, not through self-promotion, but through humble clarity, that God is still faithful, still powerful, still present. Remember Joseph again, not only for his rise, but for his heart when he rose. When he reached influence, he did not use it for self-glorification. He used it to preserve lives and fulfill purpose. That is the model you are stepping into. God is raising you in ways that will affect more than you. Your decisions, your generosity, your integrity, and your obedience will ripple into eternity. That is why this moment matters. That is why your preparation was intense. That is why your refinement was deep. God was not merely developing your capacity to receive. He was developing your capacity to carry. The process you endured built your character and established your spiritual foundation so that the weight of what is coming will not collapse you. God does not give carelessly. He knows the weight of influence, the temptations tied to increase, and the danger of pride hidden in applause. So He trained you in hidden places. He taught you to serve when no one noticed. He taught you to give when it cost you. He taught you to keep worship on your lips when life was unfair. And now, as favor surrounds you and doors begin to open without struggle, your response must remain the same: worship, obedience, and alignment. Favor will bring opportunities that seem effortless, but do not confuse ease with self-sufficiency. What feels effortless is often the reward of obedience, the fruit of endurance, and the result of divine orchestration. When people question how it happened, do not be offended. See it as an opening. Let it become your moment to point them to the author of it all. Tell the truth, that God carried you, guided you, corrected you, strengthened you, and sustained you. Let your testimony remind them that God still performs miracles, still opens doors no human can shut, and still turns trials into triumphs. And understand this clearly: what God is doing in your life is not limited to finances. He is bringing fullness. He is bringing restoration. He is bringing healing in places you thought would never recover. He is bringing peace to your mind, stability to your emotions, and wholeness to areas that were fractured by the past. His overflow touches every corner of your life, leaving no stone unturned. But overflow is never meant to terminate on you. God is calling you to be a distributor, a conduit, a channel of His love and provision. What He pours into you is meant to flow through you. He provides so you can provide. He comforts so you can comfort. He strengthens so you can strengthen. This is kingdom wealth, resources with responsibility, influence with purpose, blessing with mission. Your journey proves the power of perseverance and faith. When others let go, you held on. When circumstances screamed impossible, you believed in the God of possibilities. Now your faith is being rewarded, but do not mistake reward for the finish line. This is a beginning. God is establishing you for generational impact, for a legacy that outlives you. What he places in your hands today is seed for tomorrow, designed to touch lives you may never meet and to bless people who may never know your name. That is why you must remain vigilant. Increase attracts attention, and not all attention is pure. The enemy will attempt to distract you, confuse your priorities, and plant seeds of doubt. He will try to convince you to drift from prayer, to neglect the word, to treat worship as optional, and to substitute busyness for intimacy with God. Resist that trap. The disciplines that sustained you in the wilderness must sustain you in abundance. Protect your prayer life. Protect your quiet time. Protect your obedience. Protect your humility. Success should never become a substitute for seeking God. And abundance should never become an excuse to ignore Him. Guard those moments of communion, because they are where God gives strategy, wisdom, and clarity. They are where He aligns your steps and keeps your heart clean. And this is also a season to sharpen your discernment regarding people. Not everyone who celebrates your breakthrough is aligned with your purpose. Some will be drawn to your success for what they can gain, not for what they can build with you in God's will. Some will flatter, some will manipulate, some will try to attach themselves to what God is doing, not because they honor Him, but because they want access to the fruit. But God has been training your discernment. He has taught you to listen for His voice above every other voice. So trust Him. Let Him guide your relationships, your partnerships, and your decisions. Do not be pressured by hype, and do not be controlled by opinions. Walk in wisdom. Move with prayer. Choose alignment over popularity. Choose obedience over applause. Choose purpose over pressure. God's timing has proven itself in your life, and it will continue to prove itself. You may still wonder why the blessing did not come sooner, or why the process had to be so long. But perspective will keep expanding. You will see that God was not withholding from you out of cruelty. He was preparing you out of love. He was ensuring your foundation could carry what your future requires. He was aligning the right people, the right opportunities, and the right circumstances to bring you into His perfect plan. He was protecting you from premature increase, because premature increase without maturity can ruin what it was meant to build. Now, as you move forward, keep your faith active. Do not become passive simply because the season is shifting. The blessings you experience are not the end of your journey. They are a platform for greater things. God is a God of abundance, and He delights in exceeding expectations. But His blessings are about more than comfort. They are about calling. They are about the fullness of life that comes from walking in purpose. He wants to bless you spiritually, emotionally, relationally, physically, and materially, because He is a Father who cares about the whole of you. And He will finish what He started. Your life stands as proof that God can redeem what seemed ruined, restore what seemed lost, and elevate what others dismissed. You are living evidence that what the enemy intended for harm can become the very thing God uses for beauty. Let your life inspire others to believe, to hope, and to trust the God who does not fail. Even when you do not realize it, your story is planting seeds in others. Your perseverance is giving someone else permission to keep going. Your breakthrough is reminding someone else that God is still moving. And as new doors open, you will be called to new levels of courage. You will be asked to step out of comfort zones you once clung to. You will be required to trust God in deeper ways than before. But you can move forward with confidence, because the same God who carried you through the trials will sustain you in the triumphs. He did not bring you this far to abandon you now. His promises are certain, and His plans are pure. You are standing at the edge of a sea. Hasten that will redefine what you thought was possible. The waiting, the pain, the confusion, and the pressure were not wasted. They were tools in God's hands, shaping you for this moment. You are walking into His divine plan. A plan that blesses you and also positions you to bless others. The wealth, the influence, and the opportunities coming toward you are not merely rewards. They are assignments. They are sacred trust from God, given to reflect His glory and expand His kingdom. And in all of it, remember this: it is not only about what you are gaining, but about who you are becoming as you receive it. God has been shaping your heart, strengthening your faith, and teaching you to walk humbly before Him. Those lessons are your greatest treasure, because they will sustain you when applause fades and challenges rise again. Stay rooted in the Word. Stay faithful in prayer. Stay intentional in your relationship with God. Let your life remain a beacon of His faithfulness. Let your story testify to His power to redeem, restore, and elevate. You are stepping into a season where His promises will be fulfilled and His plans will be revealed. Walk boldly, live purposefully, steward wisely, love deeply, give freely, and let every blessing point back to the one who made it all possible. The trials are over. Now step forward in faith, knowing that God has prepared you for such a time as this.